Safety and the side effects of vaccine. Despite the public impression that vaccines are associated with a specific safety concern, the existing data indicate that vaccines are remarkably safe as intravenous to defend human health. Common side effects, particularly those associated with early innate immune response to vaccine, are carefully documented in clinical trials, although rare side effects might not be identified in clinical trials. Vaccine development is tightly controlled, and robust post-marketing surveillance systems are in place in many countries, which aim to pick these up if they do occur. This can make the process of vaccine development rather laborious, but is appropriate because unlike most drug vaccines are used for prophylaxis in a healthy population and not to treat disease. Perhaps because vaccines work so well and the disease that they prevent are no longer common, there have been several spurious association made between vaccine and various unrelated health conditions that occur naturally in the population. Studies. Incorrect claims of vaccine are from true vaccine-related adverse events require very careful epidemiological studies. Common side effects. The nature of a new vaccine normally requires safety studies involving from 300 to tens of thousands of individuals. Thus, common side effects are very well known and are published by the regulator at the time of licensure. Common side effects of many vaccines include injection site pain, redness and swelling, and some systemic symptoms such as fever, malaise, and headache. All of these side effects, which occur in the first 1 to 2 days following vaccination, reflect the inflammatory and immune responses that lead to the successful development of vaccine-induced protection. About 6 days after measles, mumps, rubella vaccination, about 10% of 12-month-old infants develop a mild viremia, which can result in fever and rash, and occasionally febrile convulsion, 1 in 300. Although these side effects are self-limiting and relatively mild and are trivial in comparison with the high morbidity and mortality of the disease from which the vaccine protects, they can be very worrying for parents, and their importance is often underestimated by clinicians who are counseling families about immunization. Significant rare side effects. Serious side effects from vaccine are very rare, with anaphylaxis being the most common of these rare side effects for parenteral vaccine, occurring after fewer than 1 in a million doses. Individuals with known allergies such as egg or latex should avoid vaccines that may have traces of these products left over from the production process with a specific allergen. Although most cases of anaphylaxis are not predictable in advance but are readily managed if vaccines are administered by trained healthy care staff. Very rare side effects of vaccine are not usually observed during clinical development, with very few documented, and they are only recognized through careful surveillance in vaccinated population. For example, there is a very low risk of idiopathic thrombocytopenic purpura, 1 in 24,000 vaccine recipients after measles vaccine, from 1 in 55,000 to 1 in 16,000 recipients of an AS03 adjuvant 2009 pandemic H1N1 influenza vaccine who had a particular genetic susceptibility to HLA DQP 0602 developed narcolepsy. Also, the debate continues about whether the trigger was the vaccine, the adjuvant, or some combination. Perhaps with the circulating virus also having a role, despite widespread misleading reporting about link between measles, mumps, rubella vaccine and autism. From the end of 1990, there is no evidence that any vaccine or their component cause autism. Indeed, the evidence now overwhelming shows that there is no increased risk of autism in vaccinated population. Thimerosal, also known as thimerosal, is an ethyl mercury containing preservative that has been used widely in vaccines since 1930s without any evidence of adverse event associated with it, and there is also no scientific evidence of any link between thimerosal and autism, despite various claims about this. Thimerosal has been voluntarily withdrawn from most vaccines by manufacturers as a precautionary measure rather than because of any scientific evidence of lack of safety, and is currently used mainly in the population of wholesale party uses vaccine. The risk of hospitalization, death, or long-term morbidity from the disease for which vaccines have been developed is so high that the risks of common local and systemic side effects such as sour arm and fever and the rare more serious side effects are far outweighed by the massive reduction in these achieved through vaccination. The risk of hospitalization, death, or long-term morbidity from the disease from which vaccines have been developed is so high that the risks of common local and systemic side effects such as sour arm and fever and the rare more serious side effects are far outweighed by the massive reduction in disease achieved through vaccination. Continuing assessment of vaccine safety post-licensure is important for the detection of rare and longer-term side effects, and efficient reporting systems need to be in place to facilitate this. This is particularly important in a pandemic situation such as COVID-19 pandemic, as rapid clinical development of several vaccines is likely to take place and large number of people are likely to be vaccinated.